Alright, PA Figs here. This is what I'm talking about. Black Madeira. Look at this. Can you see it? Can you see the drop of honey coming from the eye of that fig? It looks ripe. Let's poke it. Always good to poke it. Squeeze it. It feels ripe. I'm picking it. It might have used another day. I don't care. It's been too long. My friend, Black Madeira. Alright, Black Madeira. Can you see that honey there? Can you see it? Oh, I'm excited. I wait all year for these, and this one looks like it's nice and ripe. Don't let me down, baby. Let's see. Let's get it out of the bag here. Oh yeah, look at that. Hopefully that little block of honey there protected all the ants and SWD and everything else from getting in. Hopefully it is pure bliss inside. I'm going to be really disappointed if this is spoiled from SWD or something. Alright, let's cut it open and see. Ooh, it looks good. It looks good. This is, as a fig enthusiast, what you just live for. I mean, this is the day of the season when you get your first Black Madeira that you can remember almost every single year. You just remember the yummy, yummy taste of these. So I'm going to leave these here, take a picture, let you stare at them for a little bit, because that right there is what you need to grow. That is the fig. Now you might be saying, oh, but Nick, I live in, I don't know, Saskatchewan, Wisconsin, Minnesota. It's too cold here. Well, get a greenhouse. If you can't get a greenhouse, set up a grow room. You know, get a couple lights and a heater in one of your rooms. You know, maybe a spare bedroom or a basement. Just get it warm enough to break the dormancy early on these fig trees and get it growing in there a month or so early. You know, it's not going to have to ripen. It just needs to break its buds and put some leaves out. And then when you put it outside a month later, it'll already be fully leafed. Transition it, make sure it goes into the shade and into the sun, and you'll give it a head start. And in the fall, if you run out of time, bring it right back into that grow room. It's not going to ripen perfectly, but it'll ripen good enough. And with Black Madeira, good enough is still better than 90% of the figs out there. So, oh boy, look at the juice in there, the honey just dripping out of that. I mean, come on, how can you not be excited for this fig? All right, let me try it. Oh my God. Oh, that is so good. If you have never tried a Black Madeira before, put it on your bucket list. I mean, if you like figs, put it on your bucket list. It is a world of difference from most figs that I've ever had. It just has such an amazing taste to it and an amazing texture. It is just awesome. If you want to know what it tastes kind of like, if you took, let me think, a common fig. If you took like a Violet de Bordeaux and then drizzled on it, if you took maybe maraschino cherry juice and evaporated it to make a syrup, and you poured that syrup on your Violet de Bordeaux, that might be close, or at least as. Alright, my last video got cut off. I ran out of recording space, but I was pretty much done. Black Madeira, it is an excellent fig. If you don't have it, go ahead and get it. This is PA Figs, and I'm in heaven. Alright, bonus clip. So I just had that Black Madeira. This is Chicago Hardy. So I want to see if it holds up after having that Black Madeira. Now, Chicago Hardy was a very common fig but it is one of the best figs out there, in my opinion. It's probably one of my top 5. Now, the only problem is, you go to the big box stores like a Home Depot, a Lowe's, or Piggly Wiggly, whatever your store is in whatever part of the country you're located at, and it seems like they call every fig they have Heart of Chicago. You know, I've gotten some from the box stores. I have them on the side of the house. They're not Chicago Hardy. I'm not sure what they are, but they're not Chicago Hardy. This one came directly from UC Davis, so I'm pretty confident in what it is. And I'm not saying that every tree that Home Depot sells marked as Chicago Hardy is not Chicago Hardy. I'm just saying they're not real careful with their naming practices, and the vendors they get it from, I think, are large wholesale nurseries that don't take the best care all the time in labeling their figs. But let's go ahead and cut this guy open and see what we got. Nice and soft. It's not going to be overripe, but it's kind of at the point where I like my figs, which is a little squishy, but still a little bit of firmness to them. Look at that. That is beautiful. Beautifully ripened fig. Should be full of flavor. Let's give it a try. It's a delicious fig. I mean, like I said, probably one of my top 5 favorite figs. Just still, it doesn't even come close to holding a candle to Black Madeira. I mean, it's just unbelievable the difference in taste. You taste a nice ripened Chicago Hardy like this, you're like, oh man, that's good. Then you eat a Black Madeira, and you're just like, damn, that Chicago Hardy's kind of average. But it's still a good fig, don't get me wrong. Chicago Hardy is still a delicious fig. But the Black Madeira is just, you know, heads and tails above everything else. Alright, I think I've talked up Black Madeira enough. If you've watched my videos in the past, you shouldn't be surprised. But wanted to give this little bonus clip of Chicago Hardy while I was at it. Alright, PA Figs, have a good night.